What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we? Hey, Nate.
That's true.
I have not necessarily a question, but more of just like some food for thought. With me wearing glasses, you would assume I'm smart. Right? Like the perception of people wearing glasses is usually shut the fuck up, is usually that they're smart, right?
Yeah.
But in order for me to get these spectacles, I had to fail a test.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's pretty like
That's
pretty
one of
fucked up.
life's biggest ironies, huh?
Ironies. It's a weird word.
Irony. Sounds like you're talking about like irony.
Let's start the show.
Oof.
Yeah. What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and we've got another new comic book day video for you for the week of March
30th.
30th. Man, I had to because so it's another. Yeah, it's itty bitty. It's not. You know what? It's just not to the Two Fat Guys standard, where we were usually pulling anywhere between 15 to 22, 23 books. So it's just a little light, but that's okay.
I'm okay with it.
For right now. I mean, we've got like 3 weeks.
I've been catching up on my to be read TBR. I've been reading. I've read the first trade hardcover of Harley Quinn of the current series that's going on.
Okay.
I went ahead and picked that up from Mansfield Manga and Comics. And,
there you go.
I enjoyed it. It's been very good.
So you're benefiting from the itty bittiness.
Exactly.
Well, let's kick off the show like we always do with our X books, and we only have one this week, and that is Immortal X-Men issue number 1 with Kieron Gillen on the book. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of weight on this book.
No doubt.
Even if it's unfair, right? And I kind of had like a mini dialogue before we started the show in my head about this, how like we're really holding the X office to such a high standard, and because of what Hickman established, right? And I want that. You know what I mean? Like we had a taste of it. It was really fun. And now he's gone, and I'm just like yearning for it to happen again under a different writer. And I think that if there's anybody currently at the X office that could potentially achieve that status or get close to it, I think that's Kieron Gillen.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that our very high expectations are deserved, because Marvel served us this platter of Hickman and 10 supporting books and said, here, this is going to be the biggest era of X-Men we've ever had, of mutants we've ever had. Buy all these books. And we said okay. And after 2 years, we're not sure if it paid off or not. And instead of saying, you know what, let's tone it down a little bit, they're pedal to the metal. They're just new writers, but we're still going to have 10 books here in the next 2 months. If you include like one-shots and miniseries and stuff like that.
And including annuals. I mean, we've got a week coming up, I don't know when, it's in a couple of weeks, where we have quite literally 6 X books, 2 of them being annuals. It's insane. So they're about to ramp up for sure. But
I don't know about all that.
I know. I am looking forward to this book. I'm ready for the biggest thing for me is in the solicitations. They say that there will be sinister secrets revealed, and some are much more sinister than others. So, the fall is coming. It just feels very inevitable. So let's see how quickly we get to the bottom. All right, after that, we've got Captain Marvel issue 37. This is a perfect time to jump on because it's a new arc. They are very heavy on that on the solicitations. And I believe after this issue, if not within this issue, Carol Danvers may potentially go missing, with Binary taking her place. The villain that is supposed to be in this book has been redacted in the solicitations. We can only guess who it's going to be. I will say it time and time again. This Captain Marvel run by Kelly Thompson has been absolutely fantastic. It jumps out of our pools for a little bit, comes back in, and it reminds me of why I like the book so much. It's just good. It's fresh.
Yeah. Usually, we have little I don't know what to call them, one-shot filler books like this, and I get a little frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kelly Thompson's actually done a really good job at making these issues good and feel like they matter, because this isn't even, most of the time they'll mark that it's issue 1 of 6 of an arc or whatever, and it'll have a title and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the 3rd or 4th time in a row now we've had a singular issue in the middle of an arc, and so far every single time we've done that, they've been great issues.
Yeah, I think there's been one that was like linked to the Krakoan era, and it really was not. It was bad. But other than that,
I think that was after the 4 or 5 issue long Empire tie-in, so it was around like 19 or 20.
Yeah, it was not good, but it's been fantastic. All right, after that we have the final issue of Tom Taylor's Dark Ages, issue number 6. It's coming to a head. It's only 28 pages long. I have been enjoying Dark Ages, but my constant criticism of the book has been that each issue just feels way too quick, way too rushed. And I have a fear that that's going to happen here, and that is going to be the reason why I don't pick it as my pick of the week, even though the contents of the book are going to be fantastic. The story is great. It's just rushed.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think this is a series that, for whatever reason, just the massive delays because of COVID, and then maybe even rewrites, or I can't remember if the artist changed. I feel like there was something that was pretty dramatic. And then, of course, the whatever hope we had of Taylor expanding this world was completely shut down when he signed his exclusive deal with DC, which I'm not super upset about. I'm glad to have him over there, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be a nice issue, and we'll wrap it up. But I think whatever grand scheme and hopes we had for Dark Ages 6 months ago when issue 1 came out, that's we've lost a lot of wind out of that sail.
One can only hope that this becomes an animated mini series on Disney Plus. So, all right, after that, we have Ghost Rider issue number 2, and as you can see, I have the Peach Momoko variant on the screen. It's because that's the variant cover that I'm picking up. I did say I was going to give this book to issue 2, so I'm keeping up to that promise of that. It really has to wow me in order for me to continue to pick it up, because I wasn't really that impressed with issue 1. I mean, there was some stuff in there that I was like, okay, this is cool. But it just didn't have the same gusto as the previous run that I was reading, that I am so pissed that it's gone. That being said, this cover is literally fire.
Literally, and for someone who does not care about Ghost Rider as a character pretty much at all, and I will still be picking this cover up. So, yeah, very good.
Yeah,
this is a must-have in my personal Peach Momoko collection.
I would even say if you get a decent copy, I would even grade this bad boy, because I just want to put it in plastic and just not let anything touch it, because it's that cool. Like I at least put it in a Mylar, and then whenever Peach ever decides to come to this side of the world, or if we have to go to Japan, I would love for her to sign this thing. It's fucking beautiful. All right, next up we have Hulk issue number 5, Unfriendly Neighborhood Spider Hulk. The solicitation says that President Thunderbolt Ross is raining down radioactive hell from the sky. The solicitation actually reads really well. I just remember the hook at the end of issue 5 that it was just a giant Spider-Man Hulk. I was kind of like, and if this is the only time that we're ever going to get Donny Cates writing Spider-Man, oh, please no. Like, please no. But there has been a hint in this book that we will see the chaos rise within Starship, Hulk, and Banner. Yeah. So I think there's actually a legitimate, I'm just gonna say that there's a potential for a hook here that'll lead us into issue 6, which I think we're getting close to that new character that's going to be revealed by Donnie and Otley. So I'm trying to put some hope into this book because right now it's kind of flat.
I probably will continue to pick it up because I am super anal about having incomplete arcs. And so, I said it before, this probably gets through issue 8 or 9 for me, because as soon as we're done with this, we're going to have the Banner War and, like whatever. I mean, I'm picking up Thor, so might as well. But man, it's gonna have to it's gonna have to be one of the greatest comics I've ever read by issue 9 in order for me to continue picking it up after that. Yeah, but I also think that's just from my I'm just not a big Hulk guy. So
yeah, you've never been a big Hulk guy. I'm kind of not even either. I jumped on the Ewing train late, and now it's Donnie, so I just kind of want to see where it goes.
For sure.
All right, after that we have Silver Surfer Rebirth issue number 3. Tell me about this, because I know this is your bread and butter right now.
Yeah, this is one of those, the Marvel throwbacks, which I am usually quite frustrated with. But of course, they had to tick the one box I didn't realize that I needed, which was Ron Lim back and doing Silver Surfer art, which is my favorite combo of all time.
Right.
Basically, we've got a mix of Thanos versus Nebula and Silver Surfer versus Galactus, but it seems like things aren't quite the way you think they are, and Nebula might be working with Galactus, and Galactus might be looking for Silver Surfer's help instead of trying to oppose him, and Thanos isn't necessarily bad, he's just trying to regain the Reality Stone, and it's all just a big hodgepodge of writing, but in a good way. It's just, you can tell that both Rons are just having a ton of fun, I think, with this. And if you love this era of Silver Surfer, if you like Ron Lim's art, if you like cosmic stuff, you'll love this. If not, just pass it. You don't need it. There's no continuity here that you're ever going to actually need to know. So
yeah, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. So have more fun. Yes. Read more comics. All right, let's jump into DC with our one and only DC book this week. And I know that there are other DC books coming out, but this is the one that we're getting. And let us know down in the comments. Are we missing something? Are we fucking up?
What DC book is coming out this week that you were shocked we're not getting?
Yeah,
there isn't a lot. I think there's 8 or 9. There's not a ton, but there are some bigger named books, and so tell us what we're missing.
Tell us what we're missing. Shadow War Alpha from Williamson. This is the big setup, prior to Dark Crisis. I think this is going to lead us up to Dark Crisis. That's what's been hinted. And the solicitations have kind of given away what I think might happen in a previous or in an upcoming Robin book. So 3, 2, 1 spoilers. Deathstroke apparently has killed Ra's al Ghul, and so there's a hit on him for him.
Yeah, so that's been the tagline for this event for months.
I know, I just haven't read it.
Got it.
So, Bats needs to potentially arrest/save Deathstroke. We'll see. I don't know where my anticipation lies on this book. I feel like I think I said this on last Sunday's show. My enjoyment, or not my enjoyment, but my meter for Williamson's Batman content currently is kind of peaking, and we're starting to get over that peak a little bit for me personally. So I'm hoping to kind of get re-energized with this Alpha War. I'm sorry, Shadow War Alpha.
Yes, I am too. I actually think that in another world I probably wouldn't have picked up this book, but because it's slow week, I feel like there's room for it. But also, when I was really digging into the book and seeing if there was something that might get me excited, I'm actually a little excited about the art team that's on this book. So Victor Bogdanovich did some issues of Detective Comics during the Vile run, I believe, which I know you weren't too big of a fan of, but I enjoyed. And then we have
it wasn't Daniel because of the artwork; it was the story.
So. No, yeah, it was a story. Yeah. And then we have Daniel Warren Johnson's go-to colorist, Mike Spicer, coloring this book. So literally every time you see January Johnson, you see Spicer right underneath there. So I'm excited to see him on the book with Bogdanovich, and then see what they come up with.
Yeah, for sure. All right, after that, we jump into our independence with Boom Studios' Something is Killing the Children, issue number 21. It's been a minute, right? Like, it was on break?
It was, yeah. We've been
Okay.
on break for gosh, September 29th
Wow.
was the last time that we had a and uh, that was the last time we had a Something is Killing the Children book. But
Mm-hmm.
that was also, we had a 5 issue arc of her origin. So we haven't had a adult Eric Slaughter book since April or May of last year.
Oh,
It's
my
been a year.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just doesn't seem like it because of all of the hype around this book for so long. But
Mm-hmm.
this is the a brand new arc, and it's going to be 14 to 16 issues long, just like the first one, is what Tinian says. Like it's going to be a long one. This has Erica Slaughter going to a different town, encountering different monsters, and apparently at this point, I think they're hinting that she might be teaming up with some people at some point, because I don't know if they referred to it as a spoiler variant or an somewhere I saw it called an uncovered variant, but
Hmm.
for the next issue after this, it basically shows her with a white mask instead of or a white, yeah, mask instead of the black one. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the black one's supposed to be you are an independent hunter, and the white one is you work together. So I don't know if that's just a red herring or if that's real, but I'm expecting really big things from this book. I would be shocked if this isn't my pick of the week this week.
Do you recommend, our community or even me to potentially pick this up because it's a new arc? Do you think you'll be lost if you haven't read anything?
No, no, no. I think 1,000% you pick it up here, because for the most part, what you need to know is going to be presented to you, because everything's new again. You will be just as lost in this as you were in issue one, because it slowly built that up over time.
Right.
What was happening, and what's happening here is probably going to be a little bit different than what happened in that first long arc.
Gotcha.
Why the monsters are here, how they stay here, how they become fed. I think that's probably going to be given to us throughout the arc. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you're ever wanting to jump on Something's Killing the Children, and you don't have the trades or don't feel like just touching anything else, I would say jump on here 100%. You don't need the prequel arc was nice, and I really enjoyed it, but you don't need it right now. You don't need it to understand Erica. She is a powerful enough character to carry it on her own without needing that.
I can dig it. I can dig it. All right, moving on. We've got from Image Comics, Radiant Black, issue number 13 from Kyle Higgins. I've been looking forward to this book, but I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried
Oh,
because I don't want to say in a good way, but it's just I'm still on this high from Supermassive, right? Where it was like, oh, like I almost feel like this is just me again. I'm not saying like we've said this. I'm just saying me personally. When I read that, I was like, this is what I kind of wanted Radiant Black to be, like just fucking go, like just intense, and that's just not Radiant Black's style. Like there's a lot of deposition, there's a lot of character building, and then when the action hits, it hits heavy and hard. And I'm just wondering, like I kind of hope that that's here. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to continue that mojo, and I just feel like we're gonna get either a 50-50 or something lower in that percentage when it comes to that kind of style.
I agree with you in that, and I'm the dialogue that we get in the solicitation really makes me feel like we're gonna get a 50-50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excel's gonna be back, so that's our baddie character that gets powered up off the radiance.
Yep.
Looks like he's gonna be back in this issue, but at the same time, the Marshall's got bigger things to worry about, like repairing his reputation. Instantly, I'm already going, "Blah, blah, blah, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care." So, um, if you're gonna show me Marshall, put him in the radiant suit. I don't want to see his face. If we need the heart and soul of the book, bring Nathan back and put him in there, because we don't
There you
need him.
go.
We don't
I
we don't need Marshall's face.
enough said. Enough said. Let's hope it
So,
happens.
but overall, this book has still been a lot of fun, and even though I think for me the supermassive sort of part two, like what came afterwards, that
Mm-hmm.
sort of fell flat. Um, I'm still looking forward to the main book.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that, but I like the thing that's got me going is the build up to this massive verse that Higgins and everybody else has been kind of teasing. So I'm sure that'll continue because there was some really cool stuff that was kind of set in motion in that book, for better or worse, and I think there was a lot of good in that. So I'm hoping it continues in Radiant Black and the other books that are coming up. Speaking of massive verse, we have Rogue Sun issue number 2. I genuinely liked issue 1, and I liked the hook at the end because I want to know what the hell's going on. Essentially, Dylan, I think, I can't remember the guy's name, the main, or I don't
I have no idea.
The father had the suit in Supermassive. Apparently he dies in the first issue. He does, but then he shows up again alive at the end of issue 1. So I want to see if this is just like a projection of the suit, or if the dude actually faked his own death so his son could become a superhero, or his first son, and maybe the family behind him is actually corrupt and is power hungry. I don't know. I want to see where it goes. I'm giving it into issue two issues, so we'll see where we fly with this one. I know you're off of it.
I am off personally, but we'll see.
Yep. All right, jumping into our last book of the night, and that is Step by Bloody Step, issue number 2. Issue 1 came out of nowhere. I thought it was great. It is a wordless issue. It's all artwork. So it's a visual issue, and it almost made my pick of the week, but I read it late, or looked at it late. But it hooked me so hard that I'm actually picking up issue number 2. It's visually stunning, and it's a very cool story about a dystopian world. You've got this little girl who is growing up, and she can't make contact with any humans. She's not allowed to by her guardian, which I think is her sister. And so we're just kind of pushing forward through this world, and it looks like the drums of war are beating in this issue. So, this might be my potential pick of the week. Just going to throw that out there now.
Nice. I picked up issue 1, but I haven't read it, so I need to read it before we get there.
It's really good. I highly recommend anyone that hasn't picked up issue 1 and still can get their hands on a copy of issue number 1. I would do so at your LCS or at brainycomics.com if you'd like, because they are also selling it there as well. So check it out. Really looking forward to reviewing it this Sunday. All right, that's going to do it for our new Comic Book Day video for March 30th. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give us a like. Let us know down in the comments, what are you picking up today? What do you think will be your pick of the week? And join us here live on YouTube this Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, where we will be reviewing all of these books that we just mentioned tonight. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a great time. We're giving away, about our sub goal, trying to hit 650, then obviously 1,000. We're giving away some cool slabs. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Sunday. And as always, read more comics. We'll talk to you later, fam.